So today I'm going to talk about praying effectively. Praying effectively, and this was a game changer for me. I stumbled on this scriptural passage. I've forgotten where it's located right now. But what it says is that the effective, fervent prayer of a righteous man produces much results. The thing is that I've always known that passage, right? I've always heard it all through my life. I've always heard it, but that the understanding came, and so prior to that time that understanding came, I was already getting distracted in the place of prayers. I would pray and things, objects or thoughts would easily distract me, and then I'll just stick in the tongues, there was no weight, and I knew that I wasn't connecting, because it was different when I was not distracted. It's different when you are connected, your mind is connected and your mouth is connected, your heart is connected to what your mouth is saying. Faith is in the heart and the mouth. That's what the Bible tells us. Not long after stumbling upon that Bible verse, I came across another one that when you're praying, you pray with an alert mind. I was like, okay. So your heart really must be connected to what you're saying. No wonder God comes to check your heart whenever you're worshiping, whenever you're praising, whenever you're praying. If you are not getting results and you have been praying, it means that you have not been praying effectively. Let all men be liars, let God be true. The Bible says that the effective, fervent prayer of a righteous man produces much results. So you can't say you are praying and then you are not having results. Then it means it's from you, not from God, because God is true. I started with that Bible verse so that you would know. Remember, the other day I shared a new order. I said your belief changes your perspective influences your commitment, and your commitment produces results. In fact, there's a step I missed out, because honestly, faith is built on knowledge. Faith is the evidence of things hoped for. For you to even have faith in something, for you to believe in something, is an information that you have about that thing. For you to believe in God, you know that God is true. You have an information about God, that God is sovereign, right? So it starts, actually, the first order starts with information. And that's why I'm giving you that information, that if you have not been seeing results, then it means that you have not been praying effectively and fervently. Remember, the effective and fervent prayer of a righteous man produces much results. There's effective, there's fervent, there's prayer, there's a righteous man, and you have the results. All of those 4 key elements must be in place. Okay, so when you have this information and you know that you're supposed to pray with an alert mind, it influences your belief. So now you know that, okay, prayer works. Prayer produces results. If you have that mindset that prayer doesn't work, what happens next? Your perspective is altered. That's what you start thinking, that prayer doesn't work. Guess what? You won't pray. The reason a lot of people don't pray is because they've not seen results from their prayers. If you really pray and you see results, won't you always pray? Would you be running up and down? Would you be acting hopeless when you face a challenge? No, because you already know that it's just for me to get down there and engage in effective and fervent prayers, and results to be seen. So can you see how your perspective about prayers can influence your commitments? Whether you are committed to a thing or not is dependent on your perspective towards that thing, and your perspective also comes from your belief, and your belief comes from information, right? So when you're committed, you're going to see results, because when you're committed and you start praying, you see the results and you're like, oh, okay, yeah. That now, in actual fact, confirms the information that you had earlier. If you don't test these things, information will just lie there. Knowledge that is not applied is useless. So if you don't test actually and see that prayer works, fasting works, this concept work, diligence works, hard work works, what else again? What else? Giving works. If you don't test this key concept, you would never really know. You will just hear them, and that's going to be the end. And this applies to any area of your life. Get information about that thing that you want to change, or that thing that you want to do, and you'll see a lot of results. Just bombard yourself with information, the right information, by the way. So bombard yourself with the right information. It's just a matter of time before you start believing in that line, and then your perspective towards that thing changes. This is how you break any habit so as well. Bombard yourself with that information. Bombard yourself with, if it's laziness that is doing you, bombard yourself with articles, with books about laziness. In no time, your belief about that thing will change. By the time this one is talking negative about laziness, this one is spelling out the negative attributes, this one is spelling out the consequences, you won't know when you start disagreeing with it. Your perspective is now altered, and your commitment now to being hardworking now is set in place. Before you know it, you are going to see results. So you see, this still boils down to the new order. So if you have not been seeing results, start praying effectively. That's why I took you through that step. I've taught you now why the information that prayer works. And if you have not been seeing results, it's because you have not been praying effectively. What should you start doing? Pray effectively. Silence every form of distraction. Do away with that. If you need to leave your habitat. What do I mean by habitat? If, for instance, that particular environment, you see that you are always tempted to, maybe your phone is always there, so it's very easy to access social media when you are praying, then you may need to leave there, go for a walk, and probably have a prayer walk, or go to a separate room or something. You have to just set things in place. Anything that will stand against your effective prayer is what you must deal with, so that you can pray effectively. And once you start praying effectively, you start seeing results. If you are not praying as a Christian, that's pride. We are told in the Bible that Jesus offered up petitions to the one who could save him. Loud cries. So who are you? The prayer shows that we know that we can't do it by ourselves, and we are depending on the Father. So if you are not praying, it means that there's still a part of you that thinks you can undo things yourself. And if you think you can, fine. You will sustain it with your might, not by power, not by might, but by the Spirit of God. Whatever it is that you start with your own strength, just get ready to sustain that thing by yourself. But prayer is now the means through which you can get God in on the matter and say, God, I'm dependent on you. I can't do it on my own. Prayer is also the way you defeat the enemy. Whatever we bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. Whatever we lose on earth shall be lost in heaven. Prayer is the way we defeat the enemy. We must enforce this authority. So except you want to live a very useless Christian life on earth, that happens in many cases. So if you're in that category, that's fine. When the enemy deals with you, let him deal with you. But if you know that you want to change things and you want to really live out kingdom reality, then you must be praying. And you must not just be praying, you must be praying effectively. It's Tiwa Show, and I'm all about productive living and helping you live a fulfilling life through scriptural strategies for growth. Yes, I post 4 times every week. I want you to do something right now. I want you to hit the subscribe button right now so that you can stay in touch and so that the algorithm can help push this video to those who need it. I work on your mindset and I empower you to live out the right habits by God's grace. You don't need to be stuck now that you have found my channel, because I offer free value and information that would catapult you to where you are supposed to be. If you found this video very insightful, please drop a comment and so that I can know that this is really blessing lives. These are the areas I can touch more on. These are the areas or challenges that people face. Please do subscribe to my channel, share with a lot of people that this is going to help. Ciao.